Guys, I just finished watching Squid Game season 3, and when I tell you I went through all the emotions possible, believe me. I cried, I got very, very angry, I got sad, and I laughed a whole lot. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Trends and Gist Arena, where we bring you juiciest teas on the internet and movie reviews and everything in between, really. So today we are going to be talking about Squid Game season 3. It's actually been a long and nice ride from season 1 all the way to season 3. But today we are only going to be talking about season 3, which is the finale. And the approach I'm taking is to talk about the main characters in the series, because boy oh boy, we had some very, very interesting characters. Let's start with player 149. I feel like she's actually underrated because she carried so much emotion, like throughout the movie. The way she protected player 222 and her baby, she practically sacrificed her life and the life of her son. She eliminated her son because of player 222 and her baby. Imagine on a life in your own son to protect a total stranger, all because she just had a baby. Nah, she really showed that motherly affection. Although that motherly affection was not towards her son at the end of the day, right? It was towards a complete stranger. I was shocked when she eliminated her own son. Oh my, that scene shocked me to the bone self. And she eventually even eliminated herself because of the guilt of unaliving her son, right? I mean, I cried. I'm like, all towards end. It was very, very, like, that scene was very, very emotional for me. She didn't even allow the game ender. She ended it all by herself. Imagine bringing a new child into the world and then taking out your own biological child the same day. Nah, it was insane. Next is player 120. I know that a lot of people would definitely agree with me that this is literally the saddest eliminations of all time. Like, this is the saddest elimination in this series for me. I was not prepared for it at all. She fought and put her own life on the line to save player 222 and player 149. She had the keys, bro. She had the freaking keys. She already got to the exit. She was just like practically one freaking step away from like passing the game, bro. She just had to go because they had already submitted their keys to her initially, right? I'm sorry, I'm addressing her as a she because I don't know if she's a guy or a female, but I'm going to be calling her a she for the purpose of this review, right? She already had the key. She was just one step, like I said, away from passing the game, but she had to go back to pick player 149 and player 222. And then she was eventually killed by freaking player 333. I know I'm shouting at this point, but please pardon me. This was the same way I shouted when I saw it. I'm like, what? Player 333, the very person, she was killed by the baby father of the very person she was protecting. Aish! She was a real hero. Till now, I've not gotten over her elimination. Like, Squid Game, you guys really told it our emotions with this. Next is player 222, or should I say players 222. I feel like these players got the most sacrifice. Like, literally, everybody sacrificed for them. For player 222 and her baby. Player 149 sacrificed herself and even her own son for player 222. Because if it was not for her, player 149 wouldn't have eliminated her son and in turn eliminated herself, right? Also, player 456 sacrificed himself for the baby player 222. And only for player 222 eventually eliminate herself, like she took herself out, right? At the end. I'm like, what happened to all the sacrifices people made to keep you alive, girl? I was so mad at her. I'm not even going to lie. She could have at least so at the point I was like, she could have at least tried to like up on that bridge. If you eventually get eliminated on that bridge, right? We know that okay, you made an effort. But no, you just stood there and then eliminated yourself. But in second thought, I'm like, I got myself so that I'm like, imagine the stress of like going from the game. You got like, imagine a pregnant woman being on that game and then she even delivered on the same game. She did not even have time to the pain during pregnancy, postpartum pain. She didn't even have time to go through pains because it was just from birth to another game. I'm like, nah. And then seeing the closest people to her get limited. And to top it all, she was even having a child for a deadbeat father. Nah, I totally understand what she did. I'm like, well, it's all for good. Just go and rest, right? And then the next is player 100. I'm sure I've never seen someone as greedy, selfish and self-centered as player 100. Gosh, that character stressed my life. I'm like, the player 100 stressed the hell out of me. That character is crazy. But to think that he was alive until the very end, although he was eliminated at the final game, but somehow I was not happy with that his elimination. I wanted something more dramatic, like the way I was so eager to see that guy go. I wanted something more dramatic, something very, like, something different from other people's elimination, something that would like really hit him hard. That I was waiting for. Imagine him. That guy is so selfish. During the hide and seek game, right? I think he had triangle key or circle. I can't really remember now. He had triangle key, and the other person he had the circle key, and the other person had triangle key. And the lock on the door is a triangle key. This other person literally saved him by using his own key to open the door so they could get inside. But the next thing, when the guy on red came, when one of the guys on red came, this player 100 pushed the guy that literally helped him, or that literally used his own key to open the door. He pushed him towards that player on red to kill him. I'm like, which kind of man? That scene, I'm like, hey God, I beg, go. I wish to see if I could enter the TV. I'm like, who is this? And towards the end of that particular game, when the shaman, that dramatic shaman, when she found the exit, and she practically came to pick to call player 100 where he was lying down with, he was pretending to be dead. That guy had some very mischievous gimmicks. He was pretending to be dead because the shaman wanted to collect the 2 keys he had. So but eventually she showed him the exit. This man, this very greedy man, still he opened the exit. He was able to go through the exit. Then he pushed the shaman away until this guy that was hallucinating eventually killed her. I'm like, which kind of man is this? Where did they see this guy, for crying out loud? Anyways, I'm happy he was eventually eliminated. Now moving on to player 333. Player 333 is the real definition of a deadbeat father and boyfriend. No long talk. You all know he's a failed crypto trader, by the way. At the earlier point of this movie, of the series, right, I thought player 100 was the villain until player 33 started showing his true color. First, he unalived player 120, someone that played a very crucial role in protecting your baby mama and your newly born child. To think that player 333 was supposed to be on the blue side, but he swapped the player 222. And promising us that he's going to find out when he passes the game, right? But tell me why this guy passed. But his greed allowed him to give into the suggestion of that junkie. What's that guy's name? I can't remember his number now. Thanos' friend, that they should start killing people up and down so that they will have less people to play that will go into the next round. Also, I'm like, this guy. Also, at the last game, I know the best thing player 333 ever did was to eliminate player 100, but he could have just freaking waited. I'm like, why did he eliminate player 100 so soon? Like, why did he not wait till the final round to just take him out? And to think that this player 333 was ready to sacrifice his own son so he could win the money eventually. He was ready to drop his son at the final round, if not for player 456. He was ready to drop his son at the final round so that he could actually win the whole money to himself. I was so mad at him, like really, really mad. But I was happy he was eliminated at the end, But even that one, even his own elimination, I'm like, when he was fighting with player 456, I'm like, someone should freaking praise the buzzer. Like, can player 456 or somebody somewhere praise the buzzer? You are just wasting yourselves to no point. These games really stressed me. But finally, let's move on to player 456. Player 456 is selflessness, humanity in human form, because man practically he sacrificed himself a lot. He practically had to go back to the game after winning so he could save people. But humans now, they are definitely going to be humans. On the skipping rope game, he was even ready to sacrifice himself for player 222 to piggyback her on his back. But the guy is selfless. At the point, I started to think, guy, why? Like, it was selfless to a point, because you're ready to a fault, rather, because you already won the game. So why are you here again? Go and enjoy your money, guy. Go and enjoy your life and your money. Then on the last game, he sacrificed himself for the baby. Gosh, that was the height of it. I was so mad when himself and player 3-3, they were fighting like somebody should press this thing now. I was like, let me even enter and press it so that I will know that okay, player 456 and the baby will eventually win the game. I feel like the producers of this Squid Game, they intentionally want to stress us and our emotions, cause player 456 could have easily won the game if someone had pressed the goddamn buzzer. Like I said, Squid Game was a really long ride, right? But it was interesting. And then when the detective eventually arrived a few minutes after the game, I was like, what are you here for? You had a whole season or even 2 seasons at that to find these people. But no, you are coming after like maybe how many minutes after the game ended. To think that the detective said eventually became the winner indirectly. Because he had the custody of player 222, right? The game, the series actually stressed me, but I totally loved every bit of it. I feel like Korean movies are really, 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 really up there. Now I'm tilting towards watching a lot of Korean movies, and there's actually one movie I really like too. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but if you have not, you should try to see it. It's Karma. And if you have seen the movie, please let me know what you think about Karma in the comment section below. That movie is actually very, very interesting. I think that's the end for Squid Game, right? Let me know which character you actually resonated with the most, which character did it for you the most, and yeah, let's continue the conversation in the comment section, right? Thanks for watching, guys. Please do well to subscribe, very important, comment, engage this post, like, and do all that good stuff on this channel, right? Until I see you next time, bye.